Hello everybody, I'm Brenzo, and today we're running with a new idea I have for a video series. I'm going to call this making gimmick crafts or one idea, one craft. I don't know yet. I want to do this pretty regularly, but we're going to take an idea or a gimmick that I have in mind for a craft and just make it into a full-blown craft. It's probably going to be small, nothing special. But today, I had an idea of, and from the depths, you usually have bombers that will vertically drop missiles from a bomb bay. I like making bomb bays because they look aesthetically cool. And they vertically drop these missiles whether they're pointed downwards or they're pointed forwards and they get launched down. But I wanted to take that and I wanted to launch a torpedo, but from a boat. And I wanted to launch the biggest possible torpedo I could fit into a boat from a boat's bomb bay. So here we have the Banshee, and we'll take a look here. You see here the Banshee has these underwater torpedo interceptors. That's not enough. So we want to have like a bomb bay here underneath that opens up and just huge torpedo comes out and just annihilates anything underwater or in the water. So we're not gonna use the Banshee and the Spectre obviously, but these are just some inspirations. I'd like it to look like a big old patrol boat, my god, or a LCS like the US Navy uses, or other things. But here we go. So if we come over here, here's my basic idea for a weapon system. We have one huge torpedo and then X amount of large torpedoes. Don't know how many we'll use of these, probably won't need many. The large torpedoes are really just here to act as distraction so that anti-torpedo torpedoes kind of go for these, because these are going to go out the gate way faster, and then this will arrive later and do the real damage. The actual components are up for debate. I still need to figure out what's best, and we'll test that in this video. These are just going to be kind of distractors. I like EMP for now because I want to AI dead things as fast as possible, and things tend to not have great AI defense on Neater from the bottom. And yeah, so since these have launchers on them, they're set to launch straight down. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a bomb bay that covers this up, so it'll be like stuff here. And it's going to open with spin blocks. And then boom, torpedoes come out, and we'll just show off how it's supposed to work. Launch vertically, and then go, and destroy whatever's on the other end. And that's the idea. It'll probably be around the Banshee size, maybe a little bigger to accommodate for like engines and other things that this torpedo bay is going to take up a lot of space for. But yeah, we'll get started on the hull and we'll be back with that. So this is probably a bit overkill here. This is kind of my idea for the armoring. Too thick on the main deck. You know, this ship isn't going to be big. It should cost around 200,000. I mean, just the missiles alone cost like freaking like $1 million, and it's gonna have more. Too thick on the deck, not too bad. This may be overkill. Double stacked armor with Era. In case you don't know, ever since people realized that the BBS 5th season exists and kind of annihilates everything, at least that's when I realized it, Era is really, really good. Just because Hesh, Heat, whatever, hits it and just stops for the most part, and it acts as an air gap. Compare this. So the main issue is you have less health compared to say using poles or slopes, but this kind of stops shells dead in its tracks. So like if you get hit by a HE round like the BBS uses, you won't get annihilated if you have Era. So it's kind of a trade-off. You get less health, but you get more protection against the most powerful shells in the game. And a lot of AI tends to just use Heat or Hesh from my experience, so it's a good bet. I'll be using that in my air gaps, using slopes because they, I think they weigh a little less. Yeah, slopes weigh a little less. They have less health, but it doesn't matter. It's Era. You're gonna get hit all the same, and they use less mats. So yeah, that's what we'll be using. This may be overkill. The ship is currently 15 wide, 9 high. Compare this to the... I think it's about 1 block wider than the Spectre. It's about the same height in terms of hull, because I think the Spectre's hull is about 9 to 10 blocks high. So this will be our main hull. We're going to build superstructure up on top of it, which will house like more missile interceptors and things like that, and the bridge and AI detection. But this will be our hull. We'll build this out probably to here, and then we'll start sloping it up and sloping it to the back so we can have propulsion. And we're not going to have much in this ship. It'll just be like AI, engines, ammo like in the back somewhere, and propulsion, and then done. We don't need room for APS. We're not taking APS. We don't really need room for vertical launch missiles because we're not going to have many vertical launch missiles, and those will fit in superstructure. This thing's main killer is these torpedoes. This thing is not good in the campaign at all. It will not take down aircraft. It will not take down fast-moving ships. This thing is meant to see your submarines, see your whatever huge ships, and just annihilate them with torpedoes. It's going to be expendable. It should hopefully cost about 200k. And yeah, it's a torpedo bomber, but in the water. So it's not going to quite be on par with like the Spectre or other things that can take out everything. This is a one job and one job only boat. Might be why this is a bit overkill. We'll see. We may lessen the armor just to save mats, because I want to keep this at a good level. But yeah, we're probably going to finish out the shape of the hull, and then we'll come back with another update. So, quick side piece. If you aren't already doing this, please use prefabs to make your hulls. Control P, grab it, and just prefab it out. Because instead of taking this hull and making it like for 10 more sections, I just go like 4, grab prefab, and there we go. Now I can make the boat as long as I want. Please do this. It saves you so much time. Like, boom, I had another section. Boom, another section. It is that easy. Please do it. Okay, back to building. I'd like to add, I hate making hulls. Specifically, I hate making noses. I can't get this damn nose figured out. It looks like a beached whale. Like, it's okay, but it's not like patrol boat. It looks like big. It's like, oh, this is a frigate. Ah, crap. Like this, smooth. I don't know what the difference is, and we'll figure it out, I guess. So, this is, well, it's not my prettiest work, but it's a hull. It's about the same size as the Spectre. It's 88, 15, 9. Spectre's hull is somewhere in that range. We're gonna build up some superstructure once we get the torpedo bay working. But yeah, it'll work. Has enough room for propulsion. Has enough room for all the components we want. Has good armoring in the main hull. We're gonna just lightly armor these the bow and the aft. Is it the aft? Whatever. The butt and the nose. Just lightly armor. Alloy to keep it buoyant. We don't want this thing to sink when it gets popped in the face. But yeah. Pretty basic. Nothing special. I've made better hulls in my life. But this will do. Let's see if it floats. I haven't even seen if it floats yet. And yes, it does in fact float. We're going to want it to sit pretty low. Not too low. We don't want it sitting quite as high as the Spectre because we don't want to be exposing all this area to water. Or not to air, rather. We want to expose the area to water. Think, oh, well, it's going to make the boat slower. Well, not particularly. We're going to make it pretty fast because we're probably going to cheese with steam propellers in the back here. But yep, just need to make it more buoyant in the front. Probably have to add a helium pump there. A little more alloy. And then next we'll have torpedoes. Next will be the bomb bay. So let's get that going. So we have kind of placed the bomb bay in here. As you can see, we're we're going for 4 large missiles, mostly EMP and half frag, and then the big, huge missile. 175 firepower is pretty good. 138 mat cost with most of its equipment. Might cram some more into the superstructure, but not particularly elsewhere. Firepower compared to the Spectre is much better. We're not even done. So, let's make sure it works. Or underwater. But yep. Here we go. Fire out from below. I don't like how they do that much particularly. This should OCO the Marauder. Wow. Boom! Oh my god. Okay. Well, that's an OCO for sure. Let's grab a submarine. Where is it? This is the one that's been giving me hell in the campaign, the Typhoon. Let's see if it holds up. We're missing the huge missile, but it'll be on its way soon. Do suffer from maneuverability issues. It's going to be something we have to handle soon. Doesn't really matter with the big missile though, because that one's just gonna boom, annihilate. Oh my god, it was a one hit. That's a 130,000 material submarine, by the way. It's not a joke. That was a real thing that got one hit KO'd by this thing's missiles. Or torpedoes, I guess you call them. Okay, let's stagger the fire just so it's a little better. More likely to hit. Yeah, let's see. Try it against another submarine. Cyclone. They're all loaded. Come here, Cyclone. I know you have underwater sea whiz, so you're gonna be real interesting to kill. Packs. Oh my god. Come on, get through. This one's huge. No larges though. So we didn't OCO the Cyclone here. How much damage did we do? We did 3%. That's respectable. Not great. This thing probably would kill us, all things considered. So you know what that means. More torpedoes. Okay. So we have an issue of our main armament gets easily, and I mean easily, sea whiz. Things like the Cyclone. And we are going to build this out into a bomb bay. So we have a ton of space up here, and we're just going to cram some more torpedoes in here. Why not? But first, we are going to add AI, ammo, and some engines. Get this thing ready to roll. And then we'll come back and we'll add some more armaments. So, here it is. I think the hull is basically done. It just needs an engine. And then I'm going to add more torpedoes, obviously, because I'll show you why. So, besides two weird looking and the AI, actually I'll just show you everything. So, this is really simple, easy. It's kind of bad. It's there's just an AI box, just heavy armor with air in it, and the AI is sitting on top of a rubber bed. You shouldn't put alloy here. You should definitely coat this thing in heavy armor. But I'm lazy, and I'm never fielding this thing in combat in the campaign ever. This is just going to test combat, so that's why it has heavy armor box, so it doesn't instantly AI dead. Here you see the missile system. Missile system. We've seen this before. Big torpedo, 4 large torpedoes. Here is an ammo box. It's again just heavy armor. I have extra ammo because I'm going to be spamming missiles. Not much here. Probably just clean this up and add alloy so it doesn't float like this. Kind of floats with the butt in the water. And yeah, just needs an engine, and then she'll be ready to go. And then some more torpedoes, obviously, and superstructure, which will probably build live. But the main function of the ship is done. So let's spawn a marauder. Let's see, where's the marauder? Here, boom. See, it detects a marauder, and there's a bomb bay. How sick. Except it kind of opens up the wrong way, because I can't really tell the spin blocks to only spin one way, as far as I know. I'm sure I probably could, but I don't know how. I'm not a spin block expert. They've never really been my thing. Whoa! Thank you, Marauder. And yeah, so if we destroy the Marauder, then, you know, besides them going the wrong way, closes up. Boom. Very sick. Very cool. And then you never see the missiles. Just looks like a normal boat to me. So yeah, we're going to add some front torpedoes, because we're going to actually make sure that this doesn't fire until the bomb bay's open. So we're going to sync it up based off some front torpedoes, which are just going to shoot out whenever. So yeah, we'll add some front torpedoes and an engine, and we'll get right back. So, back at it. I've added these torpedoes. This is really ugly. I kind of apologize if anyone cares about building good looking hulls, because this is horrifying. This is something out of my damn nightmares. And I'm not going to make it better. I'm not even putting anything up here. I may put like wood to make it float better, but this is done. Could have possibly had like material storage here. I just used a prefab engine. It's simple, it's easy, it doesn't need much. What I'm probably going to do here is when I make the superstructure, here, and possibly here, just for fun, I might add vertical launch torpedoes. Just because it's goofy. Let's see, how much ammo do we have available? We don't really have much available for that. Okay, maybe not. But we'll probably add interceptors in here. They'll probably just dig down in here. It's not going to have much active defense, but it will have some. It will have flares and probably a few interceptors. Both of the missile and the torpedo variety. But let's do a weapons test. Show that it works. I've given up on lasers. Like, yeah, I should be using lasers to get things to like always hit. But getting lasers to be accurate in this game is such a hassle when it comes to missiles. I don't know how it works. I don't feel like figuring out how it works. So we're praying to RNG. Alright, so here's the basic superstructure. We're kind of copying the Banshee's homework over here. Because I really like how the Banshee has these kind of like elevated slopes into the superstructure. I'm not copying the bridge. I like the Banshee's bridge, but it's not my style per se. So we're in fact using this sort of bridge design I have from an old craft, which is over here. One of my big skimmers. Ignore all these jets. They're there to make it behave and sit still so I can copy from it. But yeah, this is just a big skimmer. Flies at like 120 meters per second and just pews APS and missiles at a target. I made this to like be able to quickly counter the Steel Striders. It's kind of effective, not really. Kind of suffered against aircraft. Whatever. It's got a cool looking bridge, and I said, alright, we could reuse that. Looks pretty sci-fi, looks pretty good for a low profile craft. So, what I'm going to do here is we're going to build out some like radar and sonar. Our sonar is going to go under here. But we're going to build out some radar towers, some other kind of sleek looking things, some missile interceptors that we're going to place in the superstructure. But yeah, super simple, keeping an open deck. If I was playing the game normally, there would be a big gun right here. But alas, this is just a fun boat. This isn't anything good. There would also not be ammo right here. But yeah, basic bridge. It's not going to be anything too fancy. It'll probably have a few chairs for you to sit and watch this ship get annihilated. And then we'll cram in some more missiles and some interceptors, or probably just interceptors. I don't think we have enough ammo. And then we'll make it look good, make it detect, color it up, and call this one a day. Alright, well, here we have it. This is as close as we have to finished craft as I want to get. I'm not going to add much more. I consider done. There's just a seat for Rambot in the bridge. There's a little radar detector here, which only points forwards, which, you know, who cares. Here's some small missile interceptors. I kind of doubt they're going to really do anything of value, but they're here. Turning. Still same torpedoes. Color it naval. I like naval quite a bit, in case you can't tell. By this thing. And, yeah. It's got some basic active defense in the form of some flares, but they're not really special. Ship's not particularly fast, it's not particularly well armed, it's not armored, there's space everywhere, but I think it looks pretty good. Now, personally, if I wanted to spend more time on it, I'd add some more decorations to the front here, like add like more miscellaneous things to make it look like a real boat. But I kind of like how the whole shapes. You know, how it sort of slants upwards. You know, the Banshee is actively writing a copyright strike against me. I really like how this new like bridge style I've been using recently looks. I think it looks good. So yeah, let's despawn all these other pieces of garbage and let's see if it can kill one of my submarines. So, for reference, this torpedo boat, 220 mats. Not great. Not great at all. But we run over here. Let's see if it can survive. Now, it's probably going to get riggedy wrecked by torpedoes, because I tend to design my submarines to use remote guided torpedoes just because I like to guarantee hits. Pretty sure this... Whoops, wrong team. Pretty sure this craft uses remote guided torps, so... Let's see if it survives. So, we're over there. We're launching torpedoes. Boom! The bomb bay is open. That's so ridiculous. Oh yeah, we do not have missile interceptor set up correctly. Good thing I'm still in God mode. Let's see if we can just kill it, and then we'll do a real combat test. Yep, as you can see, those are remote guided torpedoes. There is no chance we are stopping those. We can kill it. It is possible. Alright, well... what I don't get is... oh, see, that's an issue. So we're not spitting flares particularly high, so they're not... I guess those are just SIG processors. We're not spitting flares particularly high, so we're not really getting much radar usage out of these, because those are radar guided missiles. Alright, well, let's see. Why are you not working? You're set to missile intercept. Oh, this thing doesn't have detection. Alright, I'm gonna add detection. Alright, God mode is off. So here it is. This is just a like sort of flyer sub. Mostly says it's a sub, but it has a crap ton of missiles and torpedoes. So we spawn this on Scarlet Dawn, and here we have the unnamed torpedo boat. And we're gonna see who wins. So this thing has a material advantage of about 100,000. That thing is about 130. But this thing has no defenses whatsoever. This thing is a glass cannon. The only defenses it has is missile interceptors and buoys. So, let's see if we survive. You see here, we're still waiting on reload on the huge missile. So this ship over here does have active defenses. So we'll see how it holds out, but I don't think it can kill huge missiles. So if we get that huge missile out, then that should be a guaranteed kill. Oh, there it goes. Boom! Dead. Dead to rights. And that should be the last of its missiles. For the most part, they're still going after the flares. So we only took 6% damage. So this thing's defense is mostly coming from having a crap ton of armor and a crap ton of bulk to it. It kind of doesn't have much else going for it. But yeah, I think it's kind of sick once it's looking pretty. I think it does genuinely look quite good. I quite like the Banshee style superstructure with my little bridge on it. And I hated building this hull. This thing sucked. So the Banshee and the Spectre have this like platform on the back here, and I tried for like an hour to replicate it, and I just couldn't. It was just miserable. But I eventually just kind of settled on, whatever, this will do. This is close enough. And yeah, quite like how the front looks. It really looks from the distance. Turn it off so it stops moving. Like from the distance, it looks like a nice patrol frigate, which is kind of what it is. It's kind of a frigate-sized craft. Very low profile, very sleek. It's not fast. I could make it faster if I did some steam cheese in the back here, but I'm not going to. But yeah, and the bomb bay is so sick. I love how it just opens up. I wish I could make the spin blocks open up the right way. I'd probably cover these up if I really cared. But it just looks so sick when it opens and that huge missile just boom drops out, goes and annihilates whatever. This I can make look better, but who cares? So yeah, that's it. If you have any ideas for some more cool gimmicky craft, leave them in the comments. If you like this kind of style of just building things, you know, me rambling about, you know, this craft looks pretty good, or like, oh, this is a pretty big missile. If you like that crap, like, subscribe, do whatever. You don't have to. I'd like if you did. But yeah, just tell me what you want. Tell me if you have any ideas, rather, of what to build. Because I kind of like building stupid things like this, where it just serves one purpose, and it serves it kind of decently well. I've been trying to build big battleships lately, and it just takes ages. So building small craft like this is pretty fun. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.